So I'm sitting there in Marcus's apartment, watching him make his stupid morning coffee, and like he's doing that thing again where he taps the spoon exactly 3 times on the rim. I mean, who even counts that? But I do, because it's just so predictable. The kitchen smells like that weird vanilla candle his mom got us, and there's this chip in the counter from when he dropped his phone last month. And he's telling me about Elena again. I just, I keep nodding and making these understanding sounds, but honestly, I'm cataloging every single detail he's giving me. Like how they met when they were 3 years old, how their families were close, how they had this secret relationship until he was 20, and then his family sent her away to Africa or whatever. He's got this faded wallet photo of her that he shows me, and I'm gripping my coffee mug so hard, I think I might crack it. My nail polish is already chipped on my left thumb from picking at it. The kitchen light keeps flickering, casting these uneven shadows, and Marcus's face looks all soft and nostalgic. And I'm thinking, okay, so this girl was his first everything, his childhood sweetheart, the one who got away. Great, just great. But I smile and touch his arm and say something like, that must have been really hard for you. Because that's what good girlfriends do, right? They listen and support and don't get jealous about ancient history. Except it doesn't feel ancient when he talks about her. It feels like she's right here in the room with us. I mean, I get it, first love and all that, but like she's been gone for years, and here I am, right in front of him. And sometimes I catch him staring off into space with that same expression he gets when he looks at her photo. It makes me feel invisible, you know? So I file it all away, every detail, every story, because I need to know what I'm competing with, even if she's not actually here anymore. Months later, we're at this restaurant, with the sticky menus and the broken booth vinyl that shows yellow foam underneath, and Marcus is down on one knee with this ring that catches the neon beer sign light. And I'm thinking, finally, I won! Like, Elena can have all the childhood memories she wants, but I'm the one wearing his ring. I'm the one he chose to marry. The wine leaves this dark stain on the white tablecloth, and Marcus has that slightly crooked smile he does when he's nervous. And I just feel so triumphant. We're planning an August wedding. August. And I'm already thinking about how I'll redecorate his apartment, get rid of some of those old photos, help him move forward from all that past stuff. But even during the engagement dinner, when he's holding my hand and talking about our future, I can see that wallet in his back pocket, the one with her photo, and it's like, are you kidding me right now? We just got engaged and she's still literally in his pocket. I don't say anything though. I just smile and nod and plan. I'm going to slowly, carefully erase her from his life completely. 2 months before everything went sideways, I'm at this coffee shop on 5th Street, the one with the broken air conditioning that makes everyone sweaty and uncomfortable. And who do I see working behind the counter? Derek, my ex. 4 years on and off, and he still looks exactly the same. Same band t-shirt with the faded logo, same way of pushing his hair back when he's concentrating. And I don't plan it or anything, but he sees me and his whole face lights up. And suddenly, I'm remembering what it felt like to be someone's entire world, not competing with ghosts, not wondering if I measure up to some perfect childhood romance. So we start talking, just talking, you know? And I find myself telling him how Marcus has been so distant lately, how he's always thinking about work or other things, how even when we're wedding planning, it feels like part of him is somewhere else. And Derek just listens. Actually listens, remembers why he fell in love with me in the first place. It starts innocent, coffee dates, long conversations about how relationships are supposed to make you feel wanted and appreciated. And Derek keeps saying things like, you deserve better than someone who's emotionally unavailable, and a man should worship the ground you walk on. The coffee shop booth has this crack in the leather seat that pinches my leg, but I keep coming back because for the first time in months, I feel like someone actually sees me. Not as Marcus's fiancé, not as second place to some childhood sweetheart, just me. And Marcus's phone keeps buzzing with texts from me that he answers hours later with things like busy at work or sorry, babe. Meanwhile, Derek responds to my messages within minutes. He remembers little things I tell him. He asks how my day was and actually cares about the answer. So when Derek suggests we meet at his apartment instead of the noisy coffee shop, it feels natural. Just two people who understand each other, talking somewhere more private. His apartment smells like that same cologne he's always worn mixed with coffee and something that's just distinctly him. The air conditioner is broken there too, so we're both a little sweaty, but it doesn't matter. We're sitting on his couch, this old brown leather thing with worn spots where his body has made permanent indentations. And he's telling me how he never got over me, how I was the one who got away. And I'm thinking about Marcus, who's probably at home looking through old photos or working late again, who proposed to me but still carries another woman's picture in his wallet, who says he loves me but doesn't make me feel like I'm the center of his universe. When Derek kisses me, it's like coming home, like remembering who I used to be before I became the girl competing with a memory. I tell myself it's just one kiss, just one moment of feeling wanted and appreciated. But then it becomes two kisses, then meeting at hotels with those scratchy beige bedspreads and broken air conditioners, then full afternoons in his apartment while Marcus is at work, being careful to shower and change clothes before I go home. And the whole time I'm thinking this isn't really cheating, not the way people think of cheating, because Marcus isn't emotionally present anyway. He's half in love with someone who's not even here. So really, I'm just finding what I should be getting at home, the attention, the passion, the feeling of being someone's first choice. Derek tells me I'm beautiful every time he sees me. He remembers what I like in bed, what makes me laugh, how I take my coffee. Marcus used to do those things, but now he's always distracted, always somewhere else in his head. For 2 months, I live this double life. Wedding planning with Marcus during the day, stolen hours with Derek when I can manage it, and I'm good at it, really good. Marcus trusts me completely, which makes it easy to explain away the extra errands and late meetings with wedding vendors. I even start to convince myself that this is making me a better fiancé. Like getting my emotional needs met elsewhere means I'm less clingy with Marcus, more understanding when he's distant, more patient with his Elena obsession. But then Derek starts getting possessive, starts talking about how I should leave Marcus, how we could be together for real this time, and I'm like, whoa, slow down. This is just about feeling appreciated, not blowing up my entire life. That's when things get complicated. I'm at home in my apartment, the one that Marcus has been gradually taking over with his stuff, when my phone rings. The screen has this crack in the bottom left corner, spiderweb pattern that makes Marcus's name look distorted when it appears. Derek called me. He says no hello, no how's your day, just straight to the point in that flat voice he uses when he's really angry. And immediately I feel this weird hollow feeling in my stomach, not guilt exactly, more like, are you kidding me right now? I'm staring at that crack in my phone screen because I can't process what he just said. What do you mean? I ask, but my voice comes out all squeaky and wrong. He has photos, Natalie. Messages, a timeline of everything. I'm pacing now, wearing this path in my carpet from the kitchen to the living room, and all I can think is how Derek promised he wouldn't say anything. What kind of person breaks up someone's engagement? Like, what did he think was going to happen? Marcus, I can explain, I start, but he cuts me off. I'm coming over. We need to talk. The line goes dead, and I'm standing there in my apartment with its peeling paint corner and the unmade bed from when Derek was here yesterday morning. There's still a coffee mug on the counter with my lipstick stain on the rim, and I suddenly realize how this is going to look. I spend the next hour frantically cleaning, practicing what I'm going to say, checking my reflection in the hallway mirror to make sure I look appropriately shocked and innocent. Because that's what this is. I'm the victim here. Derek's trying to destroy my relationship out of jealousy. When Marcus shows up, he looks different, colder. He's got his phone in his hand in this expression I've never seen before, like he's looking at a stranger. We end up in my bedroom, which suddenly feels too small and too intimate for this conversation. The floral pillowcase has a makeup stain from last night, and there's that peeling paint corner that always bothered me, but I never fixed. It's not true, I say immediately. Whatever Derek told you, he's lying. He's been obsessed with me since we broke up, and he's trying to destroy us.
But Marcus just sets his phone on my nightstand and crosses his arms. Show me your messages with him. And that's when I know I'm trapped, because of course there are messages. Hundreds of them. Photos, plans to meet, things that would be impossible to explain away. So I try a different approach. I break down, full tears, shaking, the whole thing. Because if I can just make him understand how sorry I am, how much I love him, maybe we can get through this. Okay, yes, I talked to Derek, I sob, but it wasn't what you think. I was confused and hurt because you've been so distant, and he was just there to listen. Marcus's face doesn't change. He just unlocks his phone and starts showing me screenshots. Photos of us together, messages where I'm complaining about him, details about our sex life that I shared with Derek. And I realize he's not here for an explanation. He already knows everything. So I pivot, because this isn't really my fault, is it? If Marcus had been present in our relationship, none of this would have happened. You want to know why this happened, I say, wiping my mascara with the back of my hand? Because you're still in love with Elena. Because even when you're with me, you're thinking about her. I tried to talk to you about how disconnected we'd become, but you were always somewhere else. And that's when Marcus's expression finally changes, but not the way I expected. He looks disgusted. So, this is my fault? He asks quietly. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying I was lonely and confused and Derek took advantage of that. It was just talking at first, just coffee and conversation because I needed someone to actually see me. But Marcus is already shaking his head. The photos show more than talking, Natalie. And I realize I need to minimize damage control. Okay, fine, we kissed a few times, but that's all it was, just kissing. I was emotional and made a stupid mistake, but it didn't mean anything. Marcus shows me another photo, this one of Derek and me leaving a hotel together. His hand on my lower back, both of us laughing about something. The room feels like it's spinning. The floral wallpaper seems too loud, too busy. I can smell that vanilla candle from his apartment somehow, even though we're in mine. It was just a few times, I whisper. And we barely did anything. You have to believe me. But Marcus is already standing up, pocketing his phone. Derek told me about your sexual history too, about how you lied about being a virgin, about all the other guys. And that's when I realized Derek didn't just betray our affair, he betrayed everything. All the private things I told him about my past, all the reasons I wanted a fresh start with Marcus. Those were lies, I say desperately. Derek's making things up because he's jealous. He has names, Natalie. Details. Things that match up with what you've accidentally mentioned over the years. I'm sitting on my bed now, that unmade bed with the floral pillowcase and the makeup stain, and I can't figure out how this all went so wrong so fast. We can work through this, I say, reaching for his hand. Couples therapy, whatever you need. I'll do anything to fix this. But he pulls away. I can't trust anything you've ever told me. Our entire relationship was built on lies. And I want to scream that that's not true, that I love him, that everything I did was because I love him and wanted us to work. But he's already walking toward the door. Marcus, please, I call after him. Don't throw away 2 years over one mistake. He stops in the doorway. It wasn't one mistake, Natalie. It was 2 months of deliberate choices. And before that, it was years of lying about who you are. Then he's gone, and I'm alone in my apartment with its peeling paint and broken air conditioner and the wedding dress hanging in my closet that I bought 3 weeks ago. The next 10 days are the worst of my life. Marcus won't answer my calls or texts. He's blocked me on social media. It's like I just ceased to exist to him. So I do what anyone would do. I reach out to family, I explain the situation, how Marcus is being completely unreasonable about what was essentially an emotional affair that got slightly physical, how he's throwing away our entire future over jealousy and pride. My mom, Jennifer, is immediately on my side. Men don't understand how complicated these things are, she says over coffee at my kitchen table. You made a mistake, but marriage is about forgiveness. I start building my case. Marcus's emotional unavailability, his obsession with his ex, how I was driven to seek comfort elsewhere because of his neglect, how Derek manipulated the situation and then betrayed my confidence out of spite. The story gets more refined each time I tell it, more sympathetic. By the end of the week, I'm the victim of two different men who failed me in different ways. But Marcus still won't talk to me. That's when I realize I need to show him how serious this is, how much damage his stubbornness is causing. So I do something I never thought I'd do. I check myself into the hospital. It's not really a suicide attempt, more like a cry for help. A way to show everyone, including Marcus, how much pain I'm in, how his abandonment is literally destroying me. The hospital bracelet is white plastic with my name in smudged black ink. I keep it on even after I'm discharged because it's proof, physical evidence of how much I'm suffering. And it works. Suddenly everyone's concerned. My family starts calling Marcus's family. There are conversations about how serious mental health is, how breakups can trigger dangerous episodes, how maybe everyone needs to calm down and think about what's really important here. I milk it for everything it's worth. The fragile voice, the careful makeup that still looks slightly smudged, the way I flinch when people mention Marcus's name, like hearing it causes me physical pain. Because it does cause me pain, just not the way they think. Marcus's Uncle Philip calls my mom and suggests a family meeting, neutral ground, a chance for everyone to talk through this like adults. I spend hours preparing. The right outfit that says vulnerable, but trying to be strong. Enough makeup to look put together, but not so much that I seem calculated. I practice what I'm going to say, how I'm going to position this as something we can heal from together. Uncle Philip's house smells like old coffee and has this couch with permanent stains that I try not to think about. Marcus is sitting as far away from me as possible, picking at that stupid hole in his jeans where his wallet sits. His Aunt Diana is giving me her witch stare from across the room, arms crossed, like she's already decided I'm guilty. But I have my mom there, and Philip seems reasonable, and I know if I can just get Marcus to look at me, really look at me, he'll remember what we had. I want to start by saying how sorry I am. I begin, letting my voice crack slightly. I know I hurt Marcus, and I know I made terrible choices, but I love him, and I want us to heal from this together. Marcus doesn't look up from his jeans. Natalie's been through a very difficult time, my mom adds. The hospitalization really opened our eyes to how serious this situation has become. Maybe she should have thought about that before cheating. Aunt Diana makes this snorting sound. It wasn't cheating, I say quickly. It was an emotional connection that got out of hand. I was lonely and confused, and Derek took advantage of that. For 2 months? Uncle Philip asks. It wasn't 2 months of physical things, I clarify. Most of it was just talking, just someone listening to me when I felt invisible in my own relationship. And that's when Marcus finally looks up. You felt invisible. His voice is so cold, so flat that it makes me shiver. But at least he's engaging. Yes, I say softly. I tried to talk to you about how distant you'd become, but you were always thinking about work or other things. I needed to feel wanted and appreciated. So, you slept with your ex. The room goes quiet. Even the coffee maker stops gurgling. We didn't sleep together, I lie. We kissed a few times, and yes, we were emotionally intimate, but it wasn't what you're making it out to be. Marcus pulls out his phone, shows the room one of the hotel photos. I feel my face burn. We were just talking. We went somewhere private to talk because the coffee shop was too noisy. At a hotel? It was just, we needed privacy, and his apartment was being painted or something. I don't remember exactly. The lies are getting weaker, and I can see it on everyone's faces. Even my mom looks uncomfortable. The point is, I say, trying to regain control, I made mistakes, but they came from a place of pain and loneliness. If we could just go to counseling together, work on our communication, we could come out of this stronger than before. Marcus stands up. There is no we, Natalie. There never was. Everything about you was a lie. That's not true, I say, tears starting for real now. I love you. I've always loved you. And that was 6 months ago. I'm still in the same apartment with the peeling paint corner and the broken air conditioner. The wedding dress is still hanging in my closet because I can't bring myself to return it yet. Marcus moved out of the neighborhood. I heard through mutual friends that he's doing well, dating someone new apparently, someone who probably doesn't have to compete with anyone's memory. Derek still calls sometimes, wanting to get back together. Apparently, destroying my engagement was his way of clearing the field. But I can barely stand to look at him now. He reminds me of everything I lost. My family still thinks Marcus was too harsh, that he should have been willing to work through it, but I can see it in their eyes sometimes when they think I'm not looking, the disappointment, the questions about who I really am. I still think we could have worked through it with therapy and time and genuine effort from both of us, but Marcus didn't want to try. He wanted to be the victim. He wanted to walk away with his pride intact and his narrative clean. So here I am, 28 years old, living alone in an apartment that still smells like vanilla candles and broken dreams. The coffee mug with my lipstick stain is still on the counter sometimes, depending on the day. Derek keeps texting. My family keeps asking if I'm dating anyone new. The venue keeps calling about the deposit. And sometimes late at night, when I can't sleep, I wonder if Marcus ever thinks about me, if he ever misses what we had, if he ever regrets walking away from 2 years of love over a few months of mistakes. But then morning comes. And I remember the look on his face during that final conversation, the way he said there is no we, like it was just a simple fact. And I realized that maybe some people are just incapable of real forgiveness. Maybe some people would rather be right than be happy. I just wish I had figured that out before I wasted 2 years of my life trying to be perfect for someone who was always going to find reasons to leave anyway.